With the help of modern technology that has made computer graphics and animation more realistic, it has become easier to transcend into the utopian worlds created in 21st century films. The impossible is now possible, and we, the global audience, is able to escape together into a certain time and into a certain setting, even if that means in outer space. But is a global film truly global when a certain nation or a certain character representing that nation is biasly depicted or stereotypically portrayed? In my comparative analysis, I focus on the two global blockbuster films, Gravity and Transformers: Age of Extinction. More specifically, I analyze how the United States promotes positive political representations of China in the two films and the significance in doing so. The tension between China and the United States is not new to us, especially when thinking in terms of capitalist versus communist political ideology. Hollywood and the American film industry has always thrived on uplifting American livelihood and promoting the American dream internationally. This can be seen in the well-known film Singing in the Rain, in the musical number where Gene Kelly happily sings and dances in front of stores, an implicit nod to capitalism. According to Box Office Mojo, Gravity accumulated around $274 million domestically in the US and earned around $449 million globally, only $71 million coming from China. In this particular scene, Sandra Bullock's character is saved by the Chinese space station, and even though the man on the other end is unable to help her due to a simple language barrier, Bullock is comforted at the familiar earthly noises she hears that are a reminder of life as she floats in space. Although Gravity was a more popular film domestically than Transformers was, why was it not as popular with the Chinese audience despite this positive reference? Transformers, which accumulated $245 million domestically, a little under Gravity's $274 million, made up for it with a foreign total of $859 million, around $320 million or so coming from China alone. So, why was Transformers so popular amongst the Chinese audience? Well, apart from the cool robots and action sequences, Transformers had included numerous Chinese cultural references, being filmed partly in China, 1, and 2, just creating a Transformers with horns reminiscent of the Chinese dragons, and 3, the incorporation of Chinese actors, not just American actors. Knowing now the significant role that China plays in supporting Hollywood and the overall global film community, Gravity could have been more global. Arguably, the film was centered around America, which is where it went wrong. Having two American protagonists, Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, brings us back to the idea of American exceptionalism, where America prevails over all other nations, despite the fact that Sandra Bullock was saved by both Russian and Chinese space stations. Additionally, if there were more explicit positive references apart from that one implicit scene where Bullock is reminded of home, Gravity would have done a lot better in the Chinese box office, and it would have been a more global film.